Hey everybody, HMV here. Playing more Kerbal Space Program, and Sonic Kerman is going back to the moon in Moonlander 2. This is a remake of Moonlander 1. I threw off all the garbage small SRBs on the bottom because we don't need to test those. And I've also reconfigured the top to have side tanks that we're going to drop eventually when they run out. And then this here can, from the surface of the moon, get back. So as long as we can toss these right before we land, we should be fine. I think I've updated the gravity turn mod. If not, I reserve the right to revert to launch. I just realized this is wrong, so let's go ahead and do that. And let's go ahead and launch and see what happens. Okay, we are not wandering off the vertical, which is always good. We are going 100 meters per second, and we're rotating, which is good. That means this thing is on autopilot, which, as I said before, is good. So, yeah, I shouldn't say we're going to the Armstrong Monument. I think we're going to the Armstrong Monument. I haven't actually looked. I haven't test flown this ship. I don't know anything about what's going on. So welcome to my channel. I do know that we are launching from a new place. We're launching from the River Delta Space Center, which is a space center I created for Regex's pack here. Oh, we didn't lose anything important. I think we just lost one of the SRBs. Not sure why he's tilted up so high, but I don't mind because thrust to weight is probably kind of low right now. Yeah, it's actually below 0. Oh, he's actually throttling down, so as long as he's throttling down, then I'm happy. Yeah, this ship should get us all the way to moon, land on moon, and come home with extra delta V to spare. It also, I added a heat shield so that we can come back a little bit more fervently from moon. Oh, that looks really cool. Yeah, I'm a big fan of that space center. I placed that myself, and I love it. It's got the river there that is dried up in spots, but what are you gonna do? Yeah, I really like it. It's also equatorial. This is Kerbal Space Center is over the horizon this way, and that thing that looks like Korea is over here. So that's kind of giving you an idea of where we are in the game. But other than that, Sonic is kind of, other than, you know, finding a new anomaly, he's not really doing anything that anybody's done before. So I will meet you in orbit as we're heading to moon. Okay, we have a nice tight maneuver node planned. It's a 76-second burn because this engine is kind of small and not very good. So I'm just watching for the better burn time mod to tell me to start burning here as the dots go down. Oop, there we go. And as we go here, note I've also got solar panels. I've got the science thing, although we're not going to be getting too much science on this mission. The main point of this mission is to check off another Easter egg, which is always nice. There's the moon rising. Yeah, those who burn for moon at moonrise, like after it's risen, I don't think that's the most efficient way to go. It's probably the easiest way to go. It's the easiest way without any planning involved, but I don't think it's the most efficient. Okay, let's see what our encounter looks like here. Could definitely get lower. Might as well benefit from Oberth. Get into a nice tight orbit here. Okay, that's a 269 meter per second burn. It says we still have a grand in these side tanks, which is a bit surprising, but I'm going to believe it for lack of anything better to do. Let's go ahead and test out our, actually, let's hit F5. Then let's test out our time warp ability here. If we didn't, we couldn't even get the time warp up. That's gonna really come in handy, the faster time warps when we start going to other planets, especially like Jewel and Elu. Although I don't know if there's any anomalies on Elu. I hope there is. I just don't know if there is. There's an arch. We're not going to be going for the arches yet. We're going for the Armstrong Monument today. We do seem to have plenty of fuel in our tanks, which is always good. I think it might be night at the Armstrong Monument. which is potentially bad. Gonna burn it down a little bit farther. There we go. 17 by 20. That's perfectly fine. Okay. Yeah, this is where we want to go. And it actually looks like the sun has risen there, which is good. So let's go ahead and activate thing to the memorial, which I'm pretty sure is... Oh, we need to get science data from space around Kerman. We got to remember that. At least I think we had it. No, we don't have it. Science data from space around Kerman. Huh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, we have all 7 of our contracts here. But it looks like we're going to be actually in a pretty good spot here. Let's go ahead and turn on trajectories. Put on body fix mode. Let's add a maneuver here. Display trajectory. There we go. Add a maneuver here to both slow down and burn south a bit. To get right over that monument. I think that'll be fine. Then we can slow down when we get there. That right there will put us right over the monument. 522 meters per second. Yeah, it's going to be... This is actually going to be almost perfect. We actually have, like, the exact amount of fuel to get rid of it right as we're coming down. Let's do a landing gear test just to see. Yep, these do not in any way get in the way of the landing gear, which is good. This is a 34 meter per second, or 34 second burn to slow down, which is kind of high. But we're going to trust it anyway. And now. Need to watch the fuel in these guys, because we are going to toss them the moment we have to. Should also bring this up. I can see it on the surface there, which is nice. I'm gonna actually kill it right here. We're gonna not aim retrograde because that would be useful. Yeah, I need up to be up. That is very important because that's the way I'm used to doing things. So far we've had a lot of firsts. Steven here is, or Sonic, I'm sorry. Steven was the last guy, wasn't he? Oh no, Steven hasn't gone yet. Sonic here is not the first to land on Moon, but he is the first to pinpoint land on Moon. That is to land within a few meters of his desired place to land. We're not going to try to be all cool and land on the monument, I don't think. And we're out of fuel, so let's toss those. And nice pinpoint landing there. Keep the experiment, keep the experiment, keep the experiment. Okay, we have gotten this. We need to be EVA, but we'll get that. Science data from the surface of the moon, we're going to get that. And we're going to have to plant a flag. And we got a blah, blah, blah. There we go. We got that as well. Let's go ahead and hop out. Bam! That's one small step for a Kerbal. Wait, how does it go? Okay, let's keep that experiment. Let's go ahead and store them. Go ahead and get your surface sample and your EVA report from the surface. Put them in here. I guess that's all it can do. Oops. Don't flip your ship over. Okay. Let's check this thing out. Neil Armstrong, 1930 to 2012. One of the great Americans. Okay. Go ahead and plant your flag. Of course, you're going to plant it backwards from what I was hoping. I was hoping you would flip around. Let's go ahead and keep your experiments. Sonic Kerman. I'm just like Neil. And can we get the ship in without the debris? No. Okay. Let's do that. Come on. Get in. Yep, bored anyway. Okay. Now, before we leave here, let's delete these. We're going to get this. We're not going to be flying by Minmus. We're not going to do the lunar crash site yet. We're not doing the arches, and we're not doing the TMA. So, let's go ahead and head back to the Space Center and see if we can take any more contracts like that scientific data from space around Kerman. Also, we've made enough money now that we can upgrade mission control, which I think is a good idea. Haul a heat shield, 2.5 meter. We got the 1.25 meter, so that's not going to work. We don't have a drogue chute. We don't have a hammer. We don't have a radial decoupler. Yeah, we're going to take the Explore Minmus contract, even though it's available forever. And I guess we don't need to upgrade mission control yet, so I'm not going to bother. And he's got 1,500 meters per second, which is far more than he needs. Let's go ahead and go computer on, 321Z, crank it over to the 90-degree mark. Go up just a little bit because we are in a crater. Don't want to crash into the walls. Get this up to about 20 here. There we go. We could probably just from here burn. You know what? Let's do it. We're just gonna burn out of Moon. Why not? Turn off trajectories here. Okay, flip yourself around because we went a little too far. $34 should be fine, he says after hitting F5. Yeah, we got plenty of fuel. It's kind of sad that we're using up all this fuel. In theory, we could have probably done the Minmus flyby, but oh well. We're keeping to the mission plan, and the mission plan says no screwing around on Minmus. Okay, the mission plan also says to turn on the trajectories mod. Oops, not that. Figure out where we are. Let's turn off body fix mode so we know that we're going to be coming into the atmosphere right here. So now we're going to warp to here. Bye-bye, Moon. Hello, Kerman. Not sure why it's only warping at 1,000 times, but it looks cool, so we're going to let it go. At least it'll be light when we land. Okay, we're going to ditch the unheat shielded parts here. We're also going to turn off the computer and trust in our heat shield to hold itself forward. Yeah, we're going to be returning scientific data from the surface of the Moon, which is always nice. And I might send a vessel that can send down a lander. We might do an orbiter next time. An actual, is that our shadow? I don't think we would be able to see our shadow from up here. Oh well, what are you gonna do? Let's go ahead and flip the camera around so it looks prettier. Yeah, one thing about Scatterer, you get a lot of shakies on the shore here. I'm not gonna be too concerned about that though. Definitely don't want to jettison the heat shield. It's very possibly the only thing keeping us alive right now. Surprised that that is hasn't exploded yet. But I guess it is probably falling engine first. And the engine has the best heat tolerance. I did remove all the ablator from here. I don't know if I mentioned that. Ablator is almost not necessary in this game, and it's kind of sad that it's not necessary. I've actually thought about modding it out. Like, not necessarily out, but just modding it so that the default amount was 0. And you could add it if you wanted to. Looks like we're going to actually do another orbit, but oh well. Sonic has nothing but time. Kind of funny, we again kind of got close to Kerbal Space Center. We're not going to be anywhere near it on the next pass. But yeah, the marker for the monolith, yeah, see, like the actual peninsula is not even there. That's hilarious. That's what it looked like before the Kerbals built their space center there. And this will definitely be the pass that we come down. There's no chance we won't come down here. And it looks like we're coming down again in the water. Love the visuals. So many pretty visuals. Perfectly sedate landing. We have 581 science available to us. I'm not actually spending it all as we go. Hey, Sonic, you're level 1. Nicely done. I'm not actually spending all the science as we get it. I'm basically only spending science as I need the part. That way I have more flexibility, basically, is the idea. And notice I haven't used the Science Junior or the goo in any missions. That's another thing I want to do in this thing is kind of prove to myself that they're completely useless. And so far they are. Let's see, tourists, drogue shoot. I mean, we always get a little bit of science and money for these, but meh. I mean, that's basically free money if you bring a drogue shoot along. Let's go ahead and do it. Test the spark, splash down. That actually wouldn't be too hard. Because we could use a spark at on the Minmus ship. So yeah, let's go ahead and accept that one. 1.25 meter heat shield splashdown at Kerman. That would have been perfect. If we had known. We're just gonna, oh wait, we can't accept this one. So let's go ahead and upgrade mission control now. We got plenty of money. Money is no longer an issue. Let's go ahead and accept this, test the heat shield. Test the Weasley. I don't know about splashdown Weasley. That would require a dedicated test. Test the landing gear splashdown. Yeah, might as well. We'll just bring it back from Minmus. And we don't want to ferry tourists. So we have a bevy of things to do here. The next one that is required, we gotta test the spark within a year. And we were going to send the spark to Minmus. And we have contracts to go to Minmus. So I think next time we're gonna take a break from investigating things, and we're gonna do the flyby Minmus contract, and we'll probably do the flyby and the explore. Fly a vessel anywhere near Minmus to achieve this goal. Then we'll just knock off the explore as well. We'll reach orbit, we'll land, and we'll get data from the surface and orbiting, and we'll do it with a spark and a heat shield, which is going to be kind of funny. We'll have to figure that out. And we'll bring some drogue shoots along with us as well, and medium landing gear, which is probably going to be crazily overpowered for Minmus. But that's what we're doing next time. And the person who's going to be doing that is going to be, let's see, Sonic did this, so that'll be Daniel. Daniel, you are the first Kerbal to go to Minmus unless you die on the way. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this. I definitely enjoyed playing it. I'm HMV, and I will, as always, Talk at you later.